If you're an introverted, quiet, or shy person, how do you exactly find love when the common advice is just to put yourself out there? But for an introvert, putting yourself out there can be downright scary and draining. In this video, I'm going to share the top 3 things you must do if you're an introvert to make dating way easier and actually lead to success. I'm Nicole Moore, love coach and founder of LoveWorks, and believe it or not, I myself am an introvert, and a ton of my clients are introverts, highly sensitive people or empaths, so I understand all too well the struggle it can be to be a sensitive, introverted, or shy person when dating. Here's tip number 1 for how introverts can date well. It's know your boundaries. And this is the important part, stick to them. Know your boundaries and stick to them. So the challenge with introverts is that social contact can be very draining to you, but the challenge is most introverts just ignore completely their bodily and energetic needs because they believe it's more important to be liked and accepted than to be true to me and care for myself. So boundaries are the key to success for dating as an introvert. So for example, when I went on my first date with my now husband Mike, who I met on Tinder, by the way, it was a Sunday, it was the middle of a busy work period, I had worked all day, I didn't have a ton of energy after that. And I knew I'd have to wake up early the next day, and I wanted to be fresh and well rested because I'm an introvert. I need my sleep. I need my quiet time. So before I went on the date, I set the boundary with myself. I said, Nicole, you can go to dinner for 2 hours. And if it happens to be a really great date, if you're having the best time of your life, even then, you're still gonna go home by 10 or 10:30, so you can at least be in bed at 11 and be well rested. I even went ahead and let him know ahead of time that I was happy to go to dinner, but that I'd need to be home around 10. And it was a great date. And I did stick to my boundary, even though, of course, I could have stayed talking to him all night. So if you're an introvert, I invite you to be real with yourself. How much time is too much time on a date? How many dates are too many dates? Know your boundaries, know your energy requirements, know what you need. And then the key thing is sticking to it. You have to get as an introvert that if you don't honor yourself, you're not going to be great for anybody anyway. So the best thing you could do is know your boundaries and stick to them. Now, with a guy, if you simply say to him, I'm having such an amazing time with you that I could stay out all night with you, but I made a promise to myself before we went on the date that I'd get home by 10 and get some beauty sleep, something like that. Of course, if he's a good guy, he's going to be more than likely to honor your boundaries. And that brings me to key number 2 to date successfully as an introvert. You have to communicate your own needs without making yourself wrong. So a big challenge for a lot of introverts is that they feel wrong for how they are. They feel that their sensitivity or their needs are wrong. But if you feel bad about your sensitivity and your needs and you're judging yourself, you're setting yourself up for others to judge you too. So the truth is, when a woman knows herself, owns herself, has enough self-respect to care for herself and know what she actually needs to feel good, that's way more sexy than the woman who feels like, oh my God, I feel bad about who I am and I'm just gonna let others trample all over my boundaries because I'm so afraid of being rejected or I so need to be liked that I'm not gonna take care of myself. So, do you feel proud to be an introvert? Do you feel honored to be an introvert and like it's an amazing thing that you are sensitive or that you do get to focus on preserving your own energy and doing what feels right to you? Or do you feel shameful, apologetic, and like, oh, there's something wrong with me? If you do, I invite you to flip the story because there is nothing wrong with you, and it's not that you're so unlike others. It's just, you're amazing. It's amazing to be an introvert. Yeah, you might get more drained by social interactions and require more alone time, but the introversion is also what makes you such a great and ideal partner. You're more sensitive to yourself and the needs of others. That can translate to real intimacy. You're deep and introspective, which means you understand yourself so you can understand someone else too. Communicating your boundaries with power and self-respect is key. That's what I did when I had to communicate to my now husband Mike when we were dating. Hey, listen, I'm very energetically sensitive. I'm so energetically sensitive that it doesn't do well for me to sleep in the same bed with someone else. I didn't apologize for that. I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm some weirdo that's begging for you to just approve of me and like, can you just like me anyway, even though I have this weird thing? No, I owned it. And that's because I had already done a lot of work on myself to be confident with who I was. I simply explained, hey, I know myself. I've taken that time to know myself and love myself. I know what works best for me to feel happy and energized, and that's sleeping in my own bed. Now, he did have to take a moment to pause and let that information sink in because it's not the norm, it's not what he was used to, but ultimately he chose to see how worthy I was and even respect me for being a woman who so clearly owns my needs and boundaries. So don't make yourself wrong for who you are, simply communicate what you need to a man with confidence. That brings me to point number 3. Easiest way to date as an introvert is to attract the right person in the first place. Stop trying to change yourself to please the world, which favors extroversion, or to please men, and start attracting in the man who actually is a match for you and who will love you and accept you as you are. This starts with getting super clear on what do you deserve and expect from men and from your ideal partner. How do you want to be treated? How would it feel for you to be with a man who gets you, who understands your sensitivity and your needs, and not only loves you for them, but maybe even helps you to feel comfortable too. So a quick example of this is, my husband Mike will help me all the time. When we go to New York City to visit my mom, she sends her car service guy that she uses all the time with us, and he is a very chatty man. He's the kind of guy, he's the kind of driver that will talk to you the entire time without stop. It doesn't even matter if you want to talk to him or not. Mike will sit in the front with him to act as a buffer so I don't have to have the conversation with him and I can rest and chill after the plane ride. So look for the right person for you instead of trying to be what you think all these other guys who maybe are not the right match for you want from a woman. I've included a link below to my #1 manifesting tool if you do want to work on finding the right man for you. It's so much easier as an introvert because you are dealing with energy, right? Sometimes lacking energy. So it's so much easier to take the energy that you do have and focus it all on attracting the right person for you. So go ahead and grab that manifesting link in the comments below, and I want to hear from you. Are you a highly sensitive person? Are you an introvert? Type introvert if you are in the comments below so I can give you a high five because introverts rock. And did you like this video? If you did, like it here, leave me a comment, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.